think the greatest chance of being successful is to adopt a more business-like way of tackling these problems rather than the traditional philanthropic way, which makes us all feel good, but at the end of the day doesn't deliver the scale of impact that we really need to show and deliver to tackle these problems.
I think the compelling thing for Shell Foundation was the unique aspect of EnviroFit in that it combines the R&D and all of that wealth of experience and cutting-edge technology from the university perspective, along with then the business side. And given EnviroFit's work with direct injection, they had already commercialized the product and had proven themselves in that regard. So here was a company that really had a combination of the best of both worlds.
The Shell Foundation awarded EnviroFit with an ongoing grant and recognizes Colorado State University as a major player in the success of the project.
CSU stands out in this respect. I mean, it has a world reputation as being at the forefront of product design in these markets.
The work we're doing is really good science. We develop the high-quality technology skills, and then we apply them globally. We also involve the students in the process of entrepreneurship, which is necessary to get those solutions into production. We see a lot of students now who just resonate with this model that their efforts could have real impact.
I don't think there's any better learning experience than being tossed out into the world and having to do it. To be forced to adapt and learn quickly and use all the things you learned in class and actually apply it to a real-life problem where you don't have all the tools you've had in the past. It's great. There's kind of two major pieces about how we've designed the stove. The first is the chamber itself. It's a really insulative chamber making a much hotter combustion. The less time it takes and the less wood it uses, just the less opportunity there is for emissions to come out. The second piece is controlling the air going through the fire to get the most complete combustion, which is also the cleanest combustion. Anything you can do to make the stove more efficient, using less fuel, so much better for the family.
I like it. It made less smoke than my other stove.
They know that the smoke is not good for the children or for them. It's not good for health.
John Paul is an employee for EnviroFit in India. Often he can be seen demonstrating to villagers the advantages of the shiny new stove.
I've seen how it works in my own house. No black walls, no smoke, less wood, water boils faster. I've experienced it in my own home, so I just want to tell people.
I just want to tell the people.
Our project has many facets, from environmental health, true emissions outputs, to safety of the stoves, to fuel uses and new design concepts. And based on the information we gathered from people in the field, from eyewitness accounts, from talking with the vendors, we have some ideas of how we can shape our research back in the field.
I have to walk 4 kilometers to get wood. If I could use less wood, it would save me time.
Using less wood also means slowing the drastic effects of deforestation, but saving the environment is not the highest priority to Indian consumers.
It may not be the biggest concern because they're dealing with how can they feed themselves every day and how can they buy the fuel. So the thing that gets them in the door might be 50% fuel savings.
50% reduction in wood consumption can make a difference in people's lives when they're paying for firewood or they're spending time collecting it. So it's a very compelling product.
For our consumers right now, the highest priority is the cost savings. But we have seen from users who have had the stoves for 2 or 3 months, they over time realize the health benefits in that their eyes are not burning and watering, their kitchens are far more clean, and they then realize, wow, this is in fact something that I didn't really understand or I didn't fully appreciate. but you know, they can see it once they've used it over some time. If we do a good job around our business model, then the many benefits of the stove is achieved.
The business model utilizes local sources for development. While locals like John Paul make demonstrations in villages, larger quantities of stoves are bought and sold by dealers in the bigger towns.
It was really exciting to see that, the two sides. A tack welded piece in our shop and a product with a label and a price tag.
They would like this design, just much bigger though.
The third channel for sales comes at a village entrepreneur level.
Every home needs a stove like this.
Townspeople can make an income by selling stoves in their communities. In this way, more stoves are sold, indoor air pollution is reduced, and income is generated at the village level.
The stove saves time and money. If we don't explain this to people, they won't understand.
The product itself provides many benefits, but then we're also developing micro enterprise at the village level. It's about a sustainable type of business, and that they can improve their life, both in terms of health, both in terms of cooking practices and fuel savings, but also in terms of their own economic well-being can be improved. It's really, really fantastic to see how pleased they are to actually have these stoves in their kitchen. They're very, very proud. We can now really do something unique and something very powerful at a very local level.
We are certainly trying to make an impact. We've developed a very disciplined process of product development. Education is the biggest part about it. Right. We've developed a pretty intense skill set around implementing projects in developing countries and places that are challenging places to work. We've developed a knowledge of growing teams in country to have the same sort of commitment to the project that we have from a Western sense of urgency. Those are things that, you know, we didn't start out to try and develop. We tried to figure out how we could get technology into a place that we felt needed it, but there was a lot of other avenues that opened, and we realized there's a lot of other work that has to happen to make that impact possible.
CSU has really defined itself on the basis of our ability to impact and improve people's lives.
Through ingenuity in engineering, wise business strategies, and a vital partnership, Colorado State University and EnviroFit put intention into action, alleviating human suffering on a global scale.
I do believe in it. It's a nice feeling to know that what I'm working on every day has a bigger impact than a fancy new phone or a new car. It's really helping people's lives.